The mystery of REM sleep. Most of our dreaming occurs during the REM or rapid eye movement stage of sleep. During this time, our brain activity increases significantly, almost reaching the same levels as when we are awake. This is why dreams during REM are so vivid and emotionally charged, acting as a stage where our deepest thoughts come to life. Forgotten memories. Within just 5 minutes of waking up, the average person forgets about 50% of their dream. By the time 10 minutes have passed, 90% of the dream is gone forever. This is why keeping a dream journal by your bed is essential if you wish to explore the hidden corners of your subconscious mind. The faces of strangers. Did you know that your brain cannot invent new faces in your dreams? Every person you see in a dream is someone you have actually seen in real life, even if you don't remember them. It could be a passerby you saw for a split second on the street years ago, now reappearing as a character in your mind's nightly theater. Blind people's dreams. People who are born blind do not see visual images in their dreams, but their dream experiences are just as intense. Their dreams are built from other senses like sound, touch, and smell. For those who lost their sight later in life, visual images continue to appear in their dreams for a long time. Universal dream themes. Despite cultural differences, humans all over the world share common dream themes. Falling, being chased, arriving late for an exam, or flying are universal experiences. These themes are often linked to our primal instincts and the way our brains process stress or ambition. The purpose of nightmares. While they can be terrifying, nightmares might actually serve a survival purpose. Many scientists believe that nightmares are a form of threat simulation, allowing our brains to practice how to respond to dangerous situations in a safe, controlled environment. Lucid dreaming. A lucid dream is a state where the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming while still asleep. In this state, some people can actually take control of the dream's narrative, choosing to fly to the stars or visit imaginary worlds, bridging the gap between consciousness and the unconscious. Animal dreams. Humans aren't the only ones who dream. Research shows that most mammals and birds also experience REM sleep. If you've ever seen a dog twitching its paws or making soft noises in its sleep, it is likely chasing an imaginary ball in its own dream world. The brain as a storyteller. While we sleep, our logical prefrontal cortex is less active, but the emotional centers of the brain, like the amygdala, are highly stimulated. This is why dreams often feel incredibly emotional and intensely real at the moment. Even if they make absolutely no sense once we wake up and try to analyze them logically. Time perception in dreams. Have you ever felt like a dream lasted for days, only to wake up and realize you've only been asleep for 20 minutes? Time in dreams is subjective. While the actual duration of a dream sequence usually lasts between 5 to 20 minutes, our brain can condense or expand these experiences, making a single night feel like a long journey. Sleep paralysis. Sometimes the transition between dreaming and waking goes slightly out of sync, leading to sleep paralysis. During REM sleep, the brain sends signals to paralyze the muscles to prevent us from acting out our dreams. If you wake up before this lock is released, you may find yourself unable to move for a few seconds, often accompanied by vivid hallucinations. The color of dreams. Surprisingly, not everyone dreams in color. Research from the 1950s suggested that many people dreamed in black and white. However, modern studies show that most people today dream in full color. Scientists believe this shift might be linked to the transition from black and white television to color media. Creative inspiration. Many of history's greatest inventions and artworks were conceived in dreams. Mary Shelley came up with the idea for Frankenstein in a dream, and Elias Howe credited a dream for helping him perfect the design of the sewing machine needle. Dreams allow the mind to connect dots that the conscious brain might overlook. Inventions from the subconscious. Even the periodic table of elements has its roots in a dream. Dmitri Mendeleev had been struggling to organize the elements for years until he fell asleep and saw them all falling into place in a giant table. He woke up and immediately wrote it down, creating the foundation of modern chemistry. Dreams and digestion. What you eat before bed can influence the intensity of your dreams. Spicy foods or heavy meals can increase your body temperature and metabolism, leading to more brain activity during sleep. This often results in more frequent awakenings and, consequently, a better chance of remembering vivid or bizarre dreams. Gender differences in dreams. Studies suggest that men and women tend to dream about different things. Men often dream more about physical aggression than other men, while women's dreams tend to be more conversational, involving both genders and taking place in familiar, indoor settings. The scent of dreams. While visual and auditory dreams are common, dreaming of smells or tastes is quite rare. However, if a real scent is present in your room while you sleep, like the smell of roses or coffee, your brain may incorporate that scent into your dream narrative, changing the direction of your story. External stimuli incorporation. Our brains are remarkably good at weaving reality into our dream world. This is called dream incorporation. If a car horn honks outside or an alarm goes off, your brain might interpret that sound as a siren in your dream or a bell ringing in a school hallway to keep you from waking up abruptly. The average lifetime of dreaming. The average human will spend about 6 years of their entire life dreaming. That is over 2,000 days spent in an alternate reality created entirely by your own mind. It is a vast, hidden part of our existence that we are only beginning to understand. Emotional regulation. One of the leading theories about why we dream is that it helps us process emotions. Dreams act as a form of overnight therapy, taking the edge off difficult experiences from the day and helping us store them as memories without the intense emotional pain associated with them. Deja vu in dreams. Many people experience a sense of deja vu, feeling as though they have lived a moment before. Some researchers suggest that this might happen because we actually lived the moment in a dream first. When the real-life event occurs, our brain recognizes the pattern from our subconscious sleep. The power of scent in dreams. A study showed that smelling flowers before sleep led to more positive dreams, while smelling sulfur led to more negative ones. This suggests that creating a pleasant environment with essential oils like lavender could actually curate a more peaceful dream experience for you tonight. Dreaming and problem solving. If you're stuck on a difficult problem, sleeping on it is scientifically sound advice. During sleep, the brain reorganizes information and seeks out new associations. You might wake up with a eureka moment because your dreaming brain found a solution while you were resting. The vocabulary of dreams. Most dreams are forgotten, but we still use them to learn. Infants and young children do not appear in their own dreams until they reach about the age of 3 or 4, which is the same time they develop a clear sense of self and personal identity. The recurring dream. Many people have a specific dream that repeats throughout their lives. These recurring dreams often point to unresolved conflicts or persistent stresses. They are the brain's way of saying, "We haven't finished processing this yet," and they often disappear once the underlying issue is resolved. Premonitory dreams. There are many famous accounts of people dreaming of events before they happen. While skeptics call this coincidence, many believe that our subconscious is capable of picking up on subtle patterns and predicting a likely outcome while we sleep. Brain growth in children. Infants spend about 50% of their sleep time in REM mode, compared to only 20% for adults. This is because their brains are growing at an incredible rate, and dreaming is essential for the neural development and sensory processing required for a growing child. Anxiety dreams. The most common emotion experienced in dreams is anxiety. Negative emotions are more prevalent than positive ones, which supports the idea that dreams are training ground for dealing with the challenges and fears of our waking lives. Night owls versus early birds. Research has shown that people who stay up late, night owls, tend to have more nightmares than those who go to bed early. This may be due to the differences in cortisol levels and the timing of their REM cycles. Physical health and dreams. Changes in your dream patterns can sometimes be an early warning sign of illness. Certain neurological conditions or even a simple fever can trigger extremely vivid or heavy dreams as the body's immune system influences brain activity. Dreaming in secret. Even people who claim they never dream actually do. Everyone dreams every single night, except in cases of extreme psychological trauma or specific brain injuries. Most people simply don't remember them because they wake up during the wrong stage of sleep. The falling sensation, that sudden jolt that feels like you're falling just as you drift off, is called a hypnic jerk. While not a dream itself, it often triggers a brief dream of tripping or falling, which is the brain's way of making sense of a sudden muscle contraction. Symbolism in dreams. Dreams rarely speak in literal terms. They use symbols to represent complex ideas. For example, dreaming of a house often represents a self, with different rooms symbolizing different aspects of your personality or hidden memories. The impact of media. People who watch a lot of movies or play video games often report more active dreams where they have a greater sense of agency. This suggests that our digital consumption heavily influences the landscapes of our subconscious minds. Silent dreams. While we usually hear voices or sounds, some dreams are entirely silent. These dreams often feel more like a sequence of thoughts or concepts rather than a movie, focusing more on the feeling of a situation than the sensory details. The presence of pets in dreams. Many people report that their deceased pets often visit them in dreams. Psychologists suggest this is a comforting mechanism of the brain, allowing the dreamer to process grief and maintain an emotional connection with a beloved companion in a peaceful, shared space. Lucid dream induction techniques. There are specific methods to trigger lucid dreaming, such as reality testing. By repeatedly checking the time or looking at your hands during the day, you train your brain to do the same while asleep. When the clock behaves strangely in a dream, you suddenly realize you are dreaming. The impact of temperature. The temperature of your bedroom can significantly affect dream quality. A room that is too hot often leads to restless sleep and more feverish, chaotic dreams, while a cooler environment, around 18 degrees Celsius, is associated with deeper REM cycles and more structured dream narratives. Dreaming in a foreign language. If you're learning a new language, dreaming in that language is a major milestone. It indicates that your subconscious mind has begun to internalize the new vocabulary and grammar rules, integrating them into your core identity and thought processes. The function of forgetting. Some scientists believe we forget dreams because they can be confused with real memories. If we remembered every dream as clearly as real life, our sense of reality might become blurred. Forgetting is the brain's way of keeping the conscious and subconscious worlds separate. Pregnancy and vivid dreams. Pregnant women often report an increase in vivid and intense dreams. This is largely due to significant hormonal shifts and the psychological anticipation of motherhood. These dreams often involve themes of protection, transformation, and deep emotional bonding. The stranger factor. In about 50% of dreams, the dreamer encounters a stranger who plays a significant role. Psychologists like Carl Jung believe these figures represent the shadow, parts of our own personality that we have not yet fully acknowledged or integrated into our waking lives. Dreams as memory consolidators. During sleep, the brain moves information from short-term memory to long-term storage. Dreaming is thought to be a side effect of this filing process. It's as if the brain is reviewing the day's footage before deciding what to keep and what to discard. The sensation of flying. Dreams of flying are often associated with feelings of freedom or desire to escape pressure. They are among the most positive types of dreams, frequently reported by people who feel they have recently gained control over a difficult situation in their waking life. Teeth falling out. One of the most common dream symbols is the sensation of losing one's teeth. While it can be distressing, it often symbolizes a fear of being judged by others or feeling a helplessness. In some cultures, it is also viewed as a sign of an upcoming major life transition. Pregnancy and vivid dreams. Pregnant women often report an increase in vivid and intense dreams. This is largely due to significant hormonal shifts and the psychological anticipation of motherhood. These dreams often involve themes of protection, transformation, and deep emotional bonding. The stranger factor. In about 50% of dreams, the dreamer encounters a stranger who plays a significant role. Psychologists like Carl Jung believe these figures represent the shadow, parts of our own personality that we have not yet fully acknowledged or integrated into our waking lives. Dreams as memory consolidators. During sleep, the brain moves information from short-term memory to long-term storage. Dreaming is thought to be a side effect of this filing process. It's as if the brain is reviewing the day's footage before deciding what to keep and what to discard. The sensation of flying. Dreams of flying are often associated with feelings of freedom or desire to escape pressure. They are among the most positive types of dreams, frequently reported by people who feel they have recently gained control over a difficult situation in their waking life. Teeth falling out. One of the most common dream symbols is the sensation of losing one's teeth. While it can be distressing, it often symbolizes a fear of being judged by others or feeling a helplessness. In some cultures, it is also viewed as a sign of an upcoming major life transition. The speed of REM. During REM sleep, our eyes move rapidly behind our eyelids. Research suggests these eye movements correspond to the actions we are performing in our dreams. If you dream of looking at a tall building, your eyes will actually move up and down beneath your lids. Night terrors versus nightmares. Night terrors are different from nightmares. They occur during non-REM sleep and are characterized by intense fear and physical reactions like screaming. Interestingly, people who experience night terrors usually have no memory of a specific dream or image when they wake up. The creative brain at night. When we dream, our brain's editor, the part that judges ideas as bad or weird, is turned off, but allows for hyper-associative thinking, which is why dreams can be so surreal and yet provide the perfect solution to a problem we couldn't solve during the day. Cultural variations in dreams. People in different cultures dream about different things. For example, people in hunter-gatherer societies dream more about animals and survival scenarios, while people in urban environments dream more about social interactions, technology, and work-related stress. The sensation of being chased. Being chased in a dream is a classic stress response. It usually represents an avoidance behavior in real life, something you are running away from, such as a difficult conversation, a deadline, or an uncomfortable truth about yourself. Dreams and meditation. People who practice meditation regularly tend to have more lucid dreams and better dream recall. Meditation strengthens the observing mind, making it easier to maintain a sense of awareness even while the body is deeply asleep. The role of the thalamus. The thalamus acts as a gateway for sensory information. During sleep, it shuts down to keep us from waking up, but during REM, it starts sending internally generated images and sounds to the cortex, creating the movie-like experience of a dream. Shared dreams. While there is no scientific evidence that two people can enter the same dream, many couples or close friends report having remarkably similar dreams on the same night. This is likely due to shared experiences, similar stresses, or talking about the same topics before bed. Dreaming about the future. While prophetic dreams are a matter of belief, the brain is essentially a prediction machine. It uses past data to simulate future possibilities. A dream about a future event might just be your brain calculating the most likely outcome of your current path. The feeling of heavy limbs. Sometimes in a dream, you try to run but feel like you're moving through molasses. This happens because your brain is aware of your body's actual paralysis during sleep. The physical inability to move is translated by your dreaming mind into the sensation of being slowed down. Mirror reflections in dreams. Many people find that if they look into a mirror in a dream, their reflection appears blurry, distorted, or like someone else entirely. This is because the self-reflective areas of the brain are not fully active, making it difficult to recreate a stable image of yourself. Reading and telling time. Most people find it impossible to read text or tell the exact time in a dream. If you try to read a book, the letters often scramble. This is because the language processing parts of the brain are largely offline during sleep. The old hag syndrome. In many cultures, sleep paralysis was historically explained as a supernatural entity sitting on the dreamer's chest. From the Mara in Scandinavian folklore to the old hag in Newfoundland, these myths were attempts to explain the physical sensation of chest pressure during paralysis. Dreams and heart rate. During a particularly intense or scary dream, your heart rate and blood pressure can spike just as much as if the event were happening in real life. Your body often reacts physically to the emotional intensity of the dream world. The link to depression. People suffering from depression often enter REM sleep much earlier in the night than usual. They also experience more frequent and intense REM cycles, which some researchers believe is the brain's attempt to process an overload of negative emotions. Dreams of new rooms. Dreaming of discovering a new, previously unknown room in your house is a very common and positive symbol. It usually represents a discovery of a new talent, a hidden potential, or a new perspective on your own life. The mystery of white noise. Some people find that listening to white noise or brown noise helps them have more stable dreams. The steady sound acts as a sensory anchor, preventing sudden environmental noises from interrupting the REM cycle. Dreams of water. Water in dreams is often tied to our emotional state. Calm. Clear water suggests peace and clarity, while turbulent or murky water can indicate that the dreamer is feeling overwhelmed or drowning in their current responsibilities. The inability to scream. One of the most frustrating dream experiences is trying to scream for help but having no sound come out. This is a direct result of the REM-induced paralysis of the muscles used for vocalization, which the brain interprets as a loss of voice. Dreaming and aging. As we get older, we tend to spend less time in REM sleep and more time in lighter sleep stages. This is why children have the most vivid and frequent dreams, while elderly individuals may find they remember their dreams less often. The influence of scent. Research has shown that positive smells like lavender can lead to sweeter dreams, while unpleasant odors can trigger negative dream content. Aromatherapy before bed is a simple way to influence the vibe of your subconscious journeys. Dreams as social rehearsal. Some psychologists argue that dreams allow us to practice social interactions. We simulate conversations and social scenarios, which helps us navigate the complexities of human relationships more effectively when we are awake. The heightened senses of the blind. In the dreams of blind individuals, descriptions of sound, texture, and emotion are much more detailed than in the dreams of sighted people. Their subconscious creates a rich, multi-sensory world that doesn't rely on vision at all. Dreams and alcohol. While alcohol might help you fall asleep faster, it significantly disrupts REM sleep. This is why people often have REM rebound, extremely vivid or strange dreams, the night after they stop drinking, as the brain tries to make up for lost dreaming time. The universal nature of dreams. No matter where you are in the world, the structure of dreaming is the same. It is a biological necessity that transcends language, race, and geography, reminding us that at our core, we all share the same mysterious inner world, the day residue effect. Most of our dreams are composed of what researchers call day residue. These are small, often mundane fragments of the previous day, a conversation, a song on a radio, or a specific image that the brain re-examines at night to decide if they are worth long-term storage. Dreams and pain. Can you feel physical pain in a dream? While the brain can simulate the sensation of pain based on past experiences, you are unlikely to feel intense, new pain while dreaming. Usually, if you feel pain in a dream, it is because your body is experiencing actual physical discomfort in the real world, like a cramped leg. The logic gap. During a dream, the part of your brain responsible for logical reasoning, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, is effectively off. This explains why you don't question the fact that you're flying or talking to a talking cat until the moment you wake up and your logic center reboots. Brain cleansing. Recent studies suggest that during sleep, the brain flushes out toxins through the glymphatic system. Dreaming occurs while this deep cleaning is happening, suggesting that dreams might be the visual noise created by the brain's nightly maintenance. The dream gap. Not all REM sleep leads to dreams that we remember. We have multiple REM cycles a night, but we typically only remember the dream from the last cycle before we wake up. The others are lost to the dream gap, existing only for the moments they occurred. Involuntary memory. Dreams can act as a trigger for memories you thought were long forgotten. By connecting random neurons, a dream might unlock a childhood memory of a specific smell or a house you haven't thought about in decades. Nightmares and growth. Frequent nightmares in childhood are often linked to high levels of creativity and empathy later in life. It suggests a highly active imagination that is learning how to process complex emotional landscapes from a very young age. The sensation of flying versus falling. While falling is often linked to anxiety and loss of control, flying is linked to elevated moods. People who report frequent flying dreams often have higher levels of self-confidence and a sense of personal freedom in their waking lives. Dreaming of technology. Interestingly, many people report that they rarely see smartphones or computers in their dreams, even if they use them all day. Some theorists believe this is because our evolutionary brain is more focused on primal threats and social connections than modern tools. The alpha state. The moments just before you fall asleep and just after you wake up are known as the hypnagogic and hypnopompic states. In these bridge zones, you might experience micro dreams or see geometric patterns, acting as a gateway between two worlds. Spiritual perspectives. Across many ancient cultures, dreams were not seen as internal biological functions, but as actual journeys the soul took to other realms. This astral travel belief still persists today among those who view dreams as a spiritual connection. The empty dream. Sometimes people experience a dream where there is no imagery at all, only a profound sense of knowing or an intense emotion like pure joy or deep sorrow. These abstract dreams show that the brain can process feelings without needing a visual narrative. Dreams in pregnancy. Expectant fathers also experience changes in their dream patterns. As they prepare for the responsibility of parenthood, their dreams often reflect themes of protection, provision, and anxiety about the upcoming life change. The mirror effect. If you ever want to check if you're dreaming, Try to look at a mirror. In the dream world, the brain struggles to maintain a consistent reflection. Your face might look like a stranger's, or the reflection might be delayed, acting as a perfect reality check. Dreams and evolution. The threat simulation theory suggests that our ancestors used dreams to practice escaping predators. This is why being chased is still one of the most common dream themes today, thousands of years after physical threats have changed. The memory of water. In psychology, water in dreams often represents the unconscious. Diving deep into water can symbolize a willingness to explore the hidden parts of your own psyche and face your deepest emotions. The silent narrator. Even when we don't speak in a dream, we know what is being said. This telepathic communication in dreams happens because the brain is processing the concept of the conversation rather than the actual linguistic sounds. The role of melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone that regulates sleep, but high doses of it through supplements are known to cause extremely vivid and sometimes bizarre dreams. This happens because it deepens the REM stage, making the dream experience more intense. Dreams and weightlessness. The feeling of floating or being weightless in a dream is often a result of the brain not receiving the usual gravity signals from the muscles due to sleep paralysis. It interprets this lack of signal as floating in space or water. Dreaming of the deceased. Visitation dreams are dreams where a lost loved one appears healthy and vibrant. These dreams are often cited as being more real than real and provide a deep sense of closure and peace to the dreamer. The speed of thought. A dream that feels like it took hours might have actually occurred in just a few minutes. The brain's processing speed at night is incredible, allowing it to construct entire worlds in the blink of an eye. The symbolism of clothing. Being naked in public is a common vulnerability dream. It rarely has anything to do with actual nudity and everything to do with a fear of people seeing your true self or discovering a secret you are trying to hide. Dreams and chronic pain. People with chronic pain often have pain-free dreams. This suggests that the dreaming brain can temporarily disconnect from the body's pain signals, providing a much-needed psychological respite for the individual. The false awakening. This is when you dream that you have woken up, brushed your teeth, and started your day, only to actually wake up and realize you're still in bed. It's a glitch in the brain's transition from the dream state to wakefulness. The importance of the last hour. Most of our deep, vivid dreaming happens in the last hour of sleep. This is why waking up to an alarm can feel so jarring. It often cuts right through the middle of your most intense dream of the night. Dreams and personality. Creative individuals, such as artists and musicians, tend to have more vivid and complex dreams. They also have a thinner boundary between their waking and dreaming lives, often drawing direct inspiration from their sleep. The uniqueness of your dreams. No two people have ever had the exact same dream. Your dreams are a unique fingerprint of your memories, fears, hopes, and experiences. They are the only place in the universe that belongs entirely to you. The gift of sleep. Dreaming is a sign of a healthy, functioning brain. It shows that your mind is working hard to protect you, heal you, and prepare you for the world. Every dream is a gift from your subconscious to your conscious self. The final mystery. Despite decades of research, science still cannot fully explain why we dream. It remains one of the last great frontiers of human knowledge, a nightly mystery that we all participate in, yet none of us fully understand. The journey continues. As you drift off to sleep tonight, remember that your mind is about to embark on another journey. You are the architect, the actor, and the audience of your own nightly theater. Sleep well and enjoy the wonders your mind is about to create.